Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Weekly Consciousness, week of Matot, Masei. We are in, what's today's date? July 15th, in the middle of 3 weeks, almost in the middle. And we'll see what is available for us, how we can grow, how we can achieve higher level of consciousness, how we can be better versions of ourselves in this particular week. So let's start with a meditation. We can close our eyes. Take a deep breath, exhale. Connect with our body, be present in our body, feel our entire body. Want to imagine ourselves being surrounded in light by the Creator's perfect energy, perfect light, and create an opening to elevate our consciousness, to receive the messages we need to receive, and to receive the ability, the strength, the energy, the light to grow, to change, to transform, and be better versions of ourselves. So, we are in the week of, like I mentioned before, Matot Masei. It's in the middle of the 3 special weeks that we are in, the 3 special weeks of growth, when we can really focus on our spirituality and be less focused with physicality. So these 3 weeks, like, as if you might know, it's not a time to start new things. It's not a time of starting of new physical things, but it's very much the start of spiritual things and going inwards more. You know, there's times of the year when it's good to manifest, when it's good to start new ventures, new businesses, new ideas, buy houses, etc. And there's times when you should refrain from that. So this is the time when you should refrain from physical activity so much and focus more on the internal. And it's also the week where we can assess where you are spiritually. You know, we constantly want to be aware where we are spiritually, what level we are in, and what's next. And there's also energy of desire, of connecting to what we truly, really deeply want, and also knowing that we can accomplish this. So this is all available in this week, and we'll talk about how to achieve it. And the first thing that I really want to mention and make it clear that right now there is a very strong push to connect with your desire, to connect with your dreams, with things that you've been always wanting to do, or things that you've dreamed of and thought never possible, and things that, you know, accomplishments, achievements, you know, all the things that we've dreamt of doing. Right now we're in a very special time astrologically right now, when we have access to that, when we have access to those desires, those dreams, and those visions. And not only that, we also have the ability to manifest them. So you have both. On one side, you have the actual ability to connect to your desire, and also the ability to achieve it. And desire is probably the number one thing in the wisdom of Kabbalah. You always need to have a strong, healthy, big desire. This is what really helps us grow. This is what helps you achieve. This is what helps you move forward. This is what made the Kabbalah Center what it is right now, is the desire of 2 people to make it happen. And we need to, in this week, look at what am I desiring? What am I achieving for? What am I striving for? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to be my mission for the next 6 months, for example? What do I want to manifest, achieve, help, change in the world? And desire is kind of twofold. On one side, desire can be dangerous if it's not um, controlled and restricted and tamed. And on the other side, it's if it's missing, then there's no energy of life, because the essence of us, the essence of the vessel, is desire, is wanting more. And we want to make sure that our desire is piping hot, that we have so much desire for change, for transformation, for achievement, for growth, for accomplishments. It needs to be burning. This is the ultimate true desire, but not for negative things, for things to reveal more light, to reveal more and more light in my life. This is what I ultimately want to focus on right now. I had an amazing meditation session this week that I actually did it on my own, but I connected to something so powerful, and it was so liberating when I connected to that. Because when you're ultimately connecting to something that you know that your soul decided to come to this world to do, everything else becomes much easier. Everything else becomes irrelevant. Everything else becomes, it's not a big deal. And that's why, not coincidentally, this week, so many amazing things have happened. Today specifically, right now, is the day of passing of a very big Kabbalist. His name is Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. And he marked a very big tipping point in the study and the wisdom of Kabbalah. He was the head of all the Kabbalists in Tzfat in the 16th century. And when Rabbi Yitzhak Luria arrived there, he was the head Kabbalist. And some of you know the story. When he's leaving this world, he says, his students ask him, who's going to be our next leader? And he says, the person that is going to see a cloud during my burial, and he's going to point where I should be buried, this is the person. And to make the long story short, this was Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, the Ari, and he becomes revealed at the funeral of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. It didn't happen necessarily today, but in probably a few days after, maybe tomorrow or the day after. So it's a time of revelation. It's actually the time when Rabbi Yitzhak Luria became revealed. So this is, again, the energy of revealment, the energy of revealing your desires, of connecting to what do I really want? What's going to really make me happy in my life? What are things that make people happy in general? What does make a person happy in general? Obviously, it's things that satisfy us selfishly on the 1%, but also the more sharing we include in that, that's when we're going to be ultimately happy. That's what makes you ultimately happy, is by increasing the amount of sharing you do in all aspects of your life. Work, relationship with yourself, etc. The more sharing I have, the more connection and more long-lasting light I will have in my life. So this time is kind of like a reshapement. To be very honest, most of us do not have a big, strong desire that we should. It says when Rabbi Yitzhak Luria was asked why was he able to reveal all the wisdom that he revealed, he told all his other students, honestly, I have bigger desire than all of you. I have more desire to connect and reveal secrets and connect to the light than anyone else. And that's the reason why I have so much revelation. And if you kind of see that my dreams are so high and I'm still here, that's a good thing. But you need to realize that what's missing, what will make it come together, is a bigger desire. The Rav used to love to bring this example of, asking someone, do you want to be a billionaire? And somebody says, of course I do. So how much time are you investing in doing that? That's a sign of your desire. And that's just a monetary example, but it works on every level. Do you want to be in a healthy relationship? Do you want to have a healthy body? Do you want to be mentally healthy? Do you want to be spiritually healthy? So how much are you investing into that? How much of your effort, of your time and resources go towards that? We know desire is expressed in two ways, right? There's two simple ways of how your desire is expressed in this physical reality. And I love this example. It's how you spend your time what you invest your time into, and what you invest your resources or your monetary abilities into. These two things is the expression of your desire, of how your desire becomes manifested in this physical reality. I spend my time, I connect to Zohar, for example, every single day, and that's my investment of my time, right? Because I want to be connected to the light. I want to be connected to the light of the Zohar. So that's why I would do it. I contribute to the Kabbalah Center because I believe in the mission of the Kabbalah Center, right? So all these things, these two simple things, are showing us really what our desire is made out of. And it's a beautiful exercise to do. How do you spend your time? What do you invest your time in? How do you spend your time? And the more humble we'll be with not doing things in a kind of like over excessive and haughty way, and being more humble, that's actually going to be very good way to start. Kind of humbling yourself and telling yourself, okay, how can I increase how much spirituality I have? Because the beautiful thing about Kabbalah and spirituality is when you invest into it, all other areas of your life are going to be better. Every single area of your life is dependent. The core, the keter, the seed level of you is your spirituality. So the more I am investing in spirituality in a balanced way, in a very proactive, balanced way, every other area of my life is going to be lifted up. It's going to be kind of like pointed out to me that, you know what, you should address this. You should address this area of your life. You should address this kind of thinking and behavior. And you should address this, this belief that you have. So it's a beautiful, incredible gift that we all have, that ultimately, the more I will invest in my spiritual growth, the more I am investing and spending time and looking into, okay, so how am I spending my time? How am I, how much spirituality I'm investing into? The more I'm doing that, the more light will be shown to me with the mission of my soul. Because this is the other subject of tonight, is that each and every single one of us, we signed the spiritual contract before we came into this world. Each and every single soul, before it comes into physical reality, it signs, it actually writes a contract, a deal with the creator, where it says, you know what, creator, my dream, my goal, my aspiration in this life that I'm about to go into is to accomplish these things, is to have these amazing accomplishments, is to grow in this way, is to love more in this way, to share more in this way. And it's very detailed and specific. And we all sign that contract. And the more you are connected to that mission, the happier you're going to be. So the more I connect to the mission, to the contract that I signed in the upper world before coming to this physical reality, the happier I'm going to be, and all other areas of my life will be illuminated. Every single area of your life will magically, miraculously light up and be better, just because you're going to commit more and more to my spiritual growth. And ultimately, you want to focus and direct your desire to say, you know what is my ultimate mission? What is my ultimate mission, desire that I came to this world to? You know, we came to this world with a mission. Now is the time of revelation. All the veils are lifted. The 3 weeks, the veils are completely lifted, and everything becomes so much more accessible for us. So that's why Rabbi Yitzhak Luria was revealed. That's why he also left in this time period as well. So right now is the time of revelation. Right now is the time when you can access and feel your soul's mission, your soul's desires, your soul's longing better and more than any other time of the year. Any other time of the year is not as easily accessible. Right now, it's kind of shining bright. You know, you don't want to miss this opportunity to connect to my mission in this world. And each and every single one of us has a very special, very amazing, very powerful and important mission. And again, if I want to amplify my ability to connect to my mission, direct your attention, energy, and resources more to spirituality. The more and more I invest into spirituality, the easier it's going to be to hear my soul's calling. It's that simple. It's not complicated. It's not, you don't, spirituality, as much as we connect spirituality, Kabbalah, to mysticism, to concealment, to things that are not clear, it's actually not that. It's not that at all. It's very revealed. It's very accessible. It's very available to everyone. It only depends on how much desire you have. The more desire I have, the more desire I express, the easier it's going to be for me. The more I spend my time in connecting with things that are not connected with my soul, I'm going to eventually feel it. So this ability of fine-tuning and connecting to what are my true desires is amplified this week. Not only that, this week is very connected to the 42 name of God, the Ana Bekoach prayer, which is very beautiful. It says, there was, if you know the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt, and it has nothing to do with a group of people or a nation. It has everything to do with our spiritual evolution from the enslavement of limiting belief to a total connection to the light. And this journey, it had exactly 42 stops. Coincidence, right? Of course, it's not a coincidence. It's connected to the, first of all, the 42 stages that we all go through, and the 42 letter name of the creator, which is called the Ana Bekoach. So in this week, you can also assess where am I in the relation of revealing my potential, connecting to the contract that I signed with the creator. How close am I? What stage am I on? Where am I? And how do I get to the next level? So to be very honest, to connect and to receive that answer, it's very simple. Step number one is to ask those questions. To take the time when you are honestly asking the creator, and we all have those tools. We all have the tools of meditation, of Ana Bekoach, of the 72 names, of the Zohar, that remove the clutter and the disturbance between us and the light, and create a very clear communication. And in those times, as we're doing the meditations, to ask those questions, to be a better tuned channel to hear the answers of what is it that we came here to do? What is my spiritual mission in this world? And again, it was such a beautiful experience that I had about that it was really like lifted so much weight off my shoulders, and so much worry and anxiety and just useless waste of time, of thoughts that I was spending, and just simplified everything. I mean, everything became so much more simple, specifically to what's happening with me right now. So we want to remember, we are not meant to experience any form of discomfort. We're not meant to experience any form of chaos. That's not what the creator wants. No pain, no suffering is ever meant for us to be experienced. Any of those things are simply ways for the universe to tell you, hey, keep an eye on this. You need to work on this area a little bit, transform this, change this a little bit. You're going in the wrong direction here. You need to wake up. You need to undo something that was done in the past, maybe. But it's not our birthright. It's not our destiny to experience discomfort, pain, or chaos. You, me, every single human being on this earth, this is the ultimate mission of the Kabbalah Center and Kabbalah, is that we will experience long-lasting pleasure nonstop. Unconditional love, all the wisdom, all the light, all the pleasures to be experienced continuously without end. So any moment when we're experiencing a lack is a wake-up call for me to change my consciousness, for me to retune myself, for me to direct more of my energy, more of my attention to spirituality. That's all that I'm doing. That's its ultimate purpose. And the more discomfort and pain that a person might be experiencing, it means the universe is really pushing you, really telling you, come on, you need to wake up. You need to change this. This is not how it's meant to be. So really an incredible opportunity to connect to my personal mission, that I came to this world to fulfill. Incredible opportunity, such an amazing, amazing opportunity. It's something easy, it's light, it's simple, it's not complicated, it's not difficult, it's not heavy, it's not painful, it's none of those things. It's simple, it's light, it's loving, it's exciting, it's fun. That's what it really is, what we're always striving for. So this is obviously the main and number one theme of this week is to connect to my ultimate desire, is to connect to my mission, my direction of what I'm meant to do here, to ask for assistance and support also to do that, right? We're not always, remember, you're constantly supported by the creator. You're constantly supported by the universe. You're constantly supported by all your ancestors, your guardian angels, all the positive energy that you're connected to. It's constantly pushing you in the right direction also. And you always have that support. All you need to do is to ask. That's all. The more you're going to ask, the more you're going to go towards that, the easier it's going to be. So never think that like, oh, I need to receive a support. Oh, it might be hard, it might be difficult. Do not use those words in your spirituality. Do not, we spoke about this, we had an amazing class about that, the way you brand and label things, that you do not want to label spirituality, life, experiences as harsh, difficult, or unpleasant, as much as they were. You want to refrain from that. You want to say, this is an amazing opportunity, this is an amazing experience, this is an amazing opportunity to grow, this is how it should be, this is what it is, and that's what I'm claiming it to be, nothing else. So that's one. And then the other thing is actually very connected. It's very interesting how they're connected, that it's connected to vows and obligations that we have taken. So obviously, one vow, I hope you understand, one vow and obligation that we did take is the obligation to fulfill our soul's mission, right? So that's a vow, that's a contract, that's something that you are meant to accomplish, and you want to accomplish this, and you want to finish this, and this is the good side of it. However, there's also vows and obligations that we take and that we make that are not necessarily so positive, right? There's very positive obligations. There's the obligation and the soul contract. And then there's the ones that we say, for example, the moment you say, I'll be somewhere at 7 p.m., wait for me there. And the moment you said that, you actually made a vow and a contract with that person. And if you don't fulfill that, it actually creates more energy of heaviness in your life, more energy of, weighting you down. So we have an incredible opportunity actually this week to cancel all those vows. This is something that we usually do right before the Kabbalistic New Year, the Rosh Hashanah, where we say that any vow that I have not fulfilled, that I have not made into realization, may be canceled and completely nullified. And this is something that is happening with us also this week. To remember the vows that we have promised, not to remember all of them, because that's probably impossible, because we probably make a vow that we don't keep every single day, but the way we connect to vows, the way we interact with them, that we don't just claim and use our words and say, oh, I'll be there at that time, and not do it, and then actually give our reactive nature an ability to clutter us more and more, but to completely clear that energy, to defog ourselves, to defog our minds, to defog our souls, to defog our energy, our consciousness, to align it and clear it completely. So this week is kind of like everything that might be holding you back, all those vows, which is it's a huge concept. It's very important not to make vows. That's why the Rav always used to say bli neder, meaning no vow, no obligation, with no promises. I'll be there at 3, but bli neder, no promise. So you want to be careful with what you promise, with what your words, not to be extreme with your words. Some people love to use absolute terms of, I never do that. Oh, that's always like that. Oh, I'm, always, and being extreme. to be gentle with your words, to be a little bit more careful, not to be so harsh and extreme. But another thing is also we actually made vows when you, yes, I'll write it in the chat, Greg. It says bli neder. Bli means none, and neder means vow. So that's how you say, after you say something, you say bli neder, meaning you obviously do want to do it, but when you say I'll be there at 7 and you're not there at 7, you actually lose energy. So that's how you prevent from losing energy. So that's one side of vows, obligations that we have and we commit to. We want to commit to the positive vows and obligations that are so made in the upper worlds, to hear them, to understand them, that they're very clear to us. What is it exactly that I came to this world to do? Also, it's very important to understand that each and every single person has a very unique vow and obligation. If you have a certain vow, it doesn't mean that the other person has the same or has similar. We're completely unique. Always to be gentle with people, especially during this time period. This time period is time of revelation and a lot of light. So you want to connect to softness, gentleness, kindness, restrict to the 100th degree. If you restrict during the rest of the year, right now you want to restrict to the 100th degree, more than you ever done. Completely different. That's why it's a beautiful teaching. Another secret about these 3 weeks is it's exactly 21 days. And also Kabbalistically, we have days of power, which give us an ability to alter our consciousness, our life. And if you connect all of them together, you get exactly 21 days. So Kabbalists teach that actually the light of changing your life and connecting to the positive light of a whole year is in these 21 days. So it's another beautiful teaching that if you count the 7 days of Passover that we have, the 7 days of Sukkot that we have, Shavuot, New Moon, Shabbat, etc., Rosh Hashanah, you get 21 days. So the light of every single one of those connections is in these days, but you don't actually do anything. We don't use the tools that we use on those days, but you connect to the internal light, which is the light of restriction, the light of kindness, the light of love, the light of acceptance, etc. So one vow, that the vows that we do want to connect, and those vows are actually not breakable, the ones that we took with the Creator. Those are something that we are meant to fulfill. It's not something that you want to kind of say, oh, I'm changing my mind, God, I'm sorry. Because actually something that was decided in the upper worlds becomes a law in our physical reality. That's how Rabbi Yitzhak Luria and Rav Ashlag explain it, that a desire in the upper world becomes a law in the physical reality. Okay, it's an important teaching. So, but we also have a lot of vows and obligations with people in this world. So look at the situation. You have a certain individual in your life that pushes you to your limits, that triggers you more than any other person. We have different people like that. We have different people throughout our life like that. We have different situations like that. We have certain even qualities that trigger us. This is essential. This is the root of spiritual work, is the times of when I get triggered. This is essential. As a Kabbalist, as a spiritual person, I need to know that the moment I'm triggered, the moment my energy, my psychic, my conscious is triggered, someone is triggering me, this is the most important moment. This is the time when I grow. This is the opportunity for growth. It has nothing to do with this is a bad situation, they're stupid, they're idiots, they make me upset, how dumb could they be? Nothing to do with that. It's an opportunity for me to change something. That's it. It's simple. That's how we completely want to divorce from the consciousness of blaming and marry the consciousness that this is just an opportunity for me to connect to the light. That's all we want to do. Okay, that's essential. Now, when you have this individual in your life, what happened is also you assigned them as a teacher of something in your life. So if I have an individual that really triggers me in my life, that pushes my buttons, that pushes me to the limit, that makes me crawl out of my skin, this person actually has been assigned by me as a teacher of a spiritual lesson. That's it. That's the only reason. Someone triggers me, someone pushes my buttons, it means they're teaching me something. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else that happens. Nothing. As much as your opponent and your false belief will try to blame him and, you know, label them, etc., that person is simply a teacher. That's it. But what's very interesting is that you actually decided, you appointed them. Like, you know what? I'll just use a random name, Bob. You will be assigned to help me learn more acceptance. You, John, are going to be helping me learn more patience. You, William, are going to be teaching me more boundaries, etc., and so forth. So, you know, another person might be teaching you to self-love. Another person might be teaching you how to really share. Another person might be teaching you how to be more adventurous. Another person might be teaching you how to be more connected to the light, etc., and so forth. In Kabbalah, you don't actually want to have physical teachers so much. You want to have a teacher, but you don't want people that are not assigned as your teacher to be teaching you spirituality. Because if they're not spiritual and they're not aware of what's going on, nothing is going right in that scenario, actually. You want to understand what is the lesson that that person, that this individual, what did I assign them to teach me? And this is only done through meditation, through retrospection, through communication with someone, through talking it out, through writing and journaling, whatever way you works for you. But you need to completely go into spiritual state and ask and say, okay, what is this person teaching me? What is this person teaching me? What did I assign them as my teacher in this life? And when I do that, I want to actually release them. I want to ask the creator. I want to ask the light force. Also, in times of meditation, etc., while scanning the Zohar, time of prayer, meditation, whatever you do, or just consciously to say, I want to release this person from being my teacher. I want to send them love, send them unconditional love. You know, it's actually good to, that's why it's good to send people that you don't like gifts, right? Even physical, just simple acts of kindness to pay them off for the thing that they had to be your teacher in some way. So, but ultimately, you don't even have to do that. Ultimately, you want to release them from the obligation that you ask them to teach you a certain spiritual lesson. You want to say, you know what? I completely want to release them. I don't want to learn it from them. I understand that I need to learn this, that this is my spiritual upgrade. This is how I'm going to grow spiritually, right? Because we grow spiritually by awakening more positive attributes. This is spiritual growth. I become more patient. I become more understanding. I become wiser. I become more truthful. I become more fun. I become more adventurous. I become more eloquent, charismatic, confident. The list goes on and on. This is the spiritual growth of you developing those virtues, the positive attributes. That's how you become closer to the creator, by becoming like the creator, by becoming and having similar attributes as the creator. And you want to release that person from being a teacher, and you want to say, creator, I want you to teach me this in the most humble, easiest, loving, merciful way. I want to learn those lessons directly from the light force, because that's the ultimate teacher. That's the ultimate teacher that you want to receive this from. You don't want people to be your teachers. No person in this world, maybe, I don't know, maybe there are some, but I don't want to be extreme. Like, we don't want to be in this time, but you want to be learning the spirituality, those positive attributes, those virtues from the light. I want to learn how to be humble directly from the creator. I want to learn humbleness from the light. I don't want to learn it from people. I don't want society to be my teacher. I want the creator to teach me humbleness. I want to learn confidence, strength directly from the light. I want to know what it means from the light's perspective, from the creator's perspective. I don't want to learn and, you know, look at other people that we consider and label as strong, confident, and wise. I want to be bigger than that. I want to elevate. I want to go beyond that. Why to limit? Humanity is more limited. The creator is infinite. Now, humanity does have infinite part, our soul, but it's not always available. It's not that we're constantly connecting to the infinite side. When I look at a person, you know, most of the time, I'm first of all connecting to the physicality. It takes, you know, it takes effort and spiritual growth to look beyond the clothing and to look at the soul of the individual. So you want to also break the vows of people that either hurt you in the past, are hurting you right now, triggering you right now, or triggered you in the past. You want to break those bonds. Make sure that you're going to your next level completely vow free and not having any vows and connections to the people in my past. Not to blame them, not to have any, you know, resentment and regret towards them, which is fine to have. We all have that. That's a normal tendency. That's what keeps us actually limited. But we want to release all that. We want to wash our slate completely clean, because next week, this week in a way, is a little bit like a mini New Year, mini Rosh Hashanah, mini new beginning, mini new start. That by the end of this week on Saturday, by the end of Saturday, I'm starting a whole new chapter in my life, a completely different chapter where I look at life differently. I look at people, I look at situations, I look at different qualities of people, I look at myself different. I want to completely revolutionize, change, transform, elevate my being, my consciousness of where it is right now, and take it to the completely next level. And you do that by understanding this idea that people do not, it's not the people, it's me. I asked them, I assigned people to be my teachers. So if you want that to change, you need to understand what is a spiritual lesson. First of all, you need to accept this idea. That's already major. By the way, when you do that, you know, clap and tap yourself on the shoulder when you do that, because that's already big. To understand that that it's not the person. It's actually, you need to learn something from the situation. Huge step. You're already better than 99.999% of this world, because 99% of this world does what? Points fingers, blames, says it's that person's fault. So you're doing already an amazing job, but take it the next step. What did they teach me? It's hard for you to find. Talk to your teacher. Talk to your friend. Talk to your teacher. Ask your teacher, what do you think they might be teaching me? What is this? What could this situation be teaching me? What did I actually assign them to teach me in this situation? So the moment you do that, you start a whole new life. Your life completely changes, because first of all, you stop the need of having them as a teacher. That's already incredible. You become a direct student of the creator, of the light, which is what you want to be. This is our ultimate teacher, guide, and etc., the source of everything. And also, you become less heavy, you can say. You become lighter. You become more elevated. You become more lifted. You become more connected to the light. You become more aware of the creator, more connected to the light. You can be a bigger channel of light to other people. That's another responsibility, by the way, that we almost all of us have, is that as a student of Kabbalah, we took a responsibility that I want to connect other people to the light. How I can connect another human being, another soul to the light. It's another responsibility that we all took. And if you didn't, you should take it, because that responsibility is only going to bring more light into your life. So very simple, incredible, mind-changing, mind-boggling, life-changing week. Complete transformation, complete change of everything. Thank you, Biana. For example, patience, right? That's a great virtue. That's a huge virtue that we all want to have, right? As the saying goes, patience is a virtue, etc. Like, we have so many different, amazing, beautiful things. Patience is beautiful. Patience is very powerful. Like, we want to release anyone that teaches you patience and learn it directly from the creator. Understand that everything comes in due time. There's a perfect timing for everything. Letting go of control, another amazing idea. So you want to learn, what is it that you're learning? So being more flowing, being more in a state of trust and certainty and wise wisdom, right? We want to look at things at the truth, at the reality. You know, it says that it's very interesting that there is angels and angelic forces that govern all of truth in this world and all of illusion. And in general, there's all angels that connect us to almost all the forces in this reality. They hold the universe together. The force of gravity is an angelic force. The force of truth is also an angelic force. So it's interesting that the two angels of truth and illusion are always next to each other. And the illusionary one is always blocking the truth a little bit. So it's always like the illusion comes first and the truth is actually behind it. Responsibility, my self-talk. Okay. So I mean, the goal is to change how I look at life, to understand that no matter where you are, no matter how sure you are right now that you've achieved already so much and this is what life is all about and you have understanding and you are clear, etc., it's actually not. There's so much more and so much better that you can have. So much more and so much better. And the more I let go of um, people, situations, instances as being my teachers and ask the creator and find out what was the true lesson, find out what the lesson is and ask the creator to teach it to me in the most loving, softest, easiest way, that's when my life completely changes. Speaking to you from experience, really, really just so, it's so much easier and so much more simple than we think. Life in general is. But we are the ones that make it complicated, as I'm sure many of you heard. So again, this requires effort, this requires desire, this requires time from us. It's not something that you just listen to a class and it's over. You want to take it with you. You want to see, you want to schedule it right now with yourself, schedule it on your phone and say, okay, when can I do this exercise? When can I look at my life and look at few instances, few peoples that are triggers in my life and understand and ask the creator, what are they teaching me? And to consciously say, you know what, I'm releasing them from being my teachers. I want to learn directly from the creator, directly from the universe, directly from the force. So obviously the best way to do it is for meditation. We're going to do a meditation now to download this into our subconscious also, that our subconscious operates this way, that our subconscious is supporting us, that to remove any of those blockages and false beliefs that might be in our subconscious, and to create download a system, a support program that will help us in this work. So it's a very simple meditation. If it's hard for you to meditate, just listen. You don't need to be actually in that state. You just need to follow the words that I'm saying and be open to receiving the downloads, the consciousness. Okay. So close your eyes, uncross your arms and legs. Take a deep breath with your diaphragm, with your belly. Take 3 breaths and focus more on an exhale. Focus more on doing a long, long exhale. And then completely focus your consciousness in your heart. All of your consciousness to be in your heart. And then you want to envision how there is infinite amount of energy in our earth and how this energy is constantly coming up. And you want to pull this energy and bring it from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. Feel it go all the way from your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your buttocks, your body, all your internal organs, your hands, your neck, your head, opening all the energy centers, all the spherota in your body, and popping from the top of your head and creating a fountain and forming a beautiful ball of light above your head. It's called Tselem. It's also your perfect self. This ball of light. You can, if you can, try to see from a side what color is the ball of light for you today. And after that, I want you to imagine and pretend that you are in this ball of light. And this is going to be our vehicle that will take us up to the Creator. And then you want to see how this ball of light elevates and goes above your body, out of the building that you're in, above the city that you're in, going through the clouds, entering our solar system, passing through our solar system, and traveling faster than the speed of light to the edge of the universe. Going through the edge of the universe and starting to pass through layers of light and dark. Our goal is get to the Creator. And then you see yourself at the layer of light that's very, very bright, bright, bright light. And you keep going higher, and then we enter a golden layer of light that feels like home. This is our soul family. Go to the next layer of light that is like liquid, jelloish, or thick water. Keep going higher. And you want to see a beautiful shining, pearl-like shining in the distance. Approach that shining, go towards that shining. And on the way, you want to touch a pink mist, a pink cloud. This is the angel or the law of compassion. It's going to help you go through this opening. And you want to imagine a rectangular opening where this light is coming from. Take a deep breath, and on an exhale, go through this opening and enter the plane of the Creator. And this is the plane of the Creator. This is the source of everything, the source of all the love, all the healing, all the wisdom, all the abundance, all the truth. This is the source of it. And you want to see how your ball of light melts and becomes one with this energy. And here we can what's called receive downloads, what we call downloads in Kabbalah of consciousness, of energy. And the downloads that we want to receive this week is, if you want to be able to connect to your personal contract, to your mission in this world that you came in this world to do, if you want to hear it better and better and clearer, say yes. If you want to know that you are capable, completely capable, and it's your birthright to accomplish this contract, also say yes. And that you have Creator support in this mission. And if you want to be able to understand the lessons that we're learning in right now in our life, specifically right now, to fully understand what spiritual lessons we're learning, and to let go of the teachers that we have and ask a Creator to be our teacher, also say yes. And if you want to learn how to use the right vocabulary in our life, how to use the right wording, how to use the proper thoughts, the thoughts that will be helping us, supporting us, how to use the words fun, light, easy, excitement, joy, love, how to use these words more and more, also say yes. And also, we want to receive an ability to be above influences of time and space and be more connected to in the infinite, to the creator at all times, to receive the insights and messages that we need to receive. So if you want that, also say yes. And before we finish, we want to also always receive a download of Creator's Essence, which is unconditional love of the Creator. I want to invite the Creator into every aspect of our life, every relationship, every project we have, every mission, every goal that we have, to be filled and infused with Creator's unconditional love. So if you want that, also say yes. And whenever you're ready, imagine yourself being washed in this beautiful light. Fill your body again with this energy from the from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head, and open your eyes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for connecting, for being a part. Hope you're gonna have an amazing week. We all will. And there's a very special connection. Make sure to stay tuned for all the classes that are happening. So many classes. If you have a membership on Kabbalah.com, amazing amount of classes. I'm giving specifically a food class, which you can watch in pre-recordings. I already gave 3. There's a 4th one coming next week. After that, I'm going to give the class of preparation for Rosh Hashanah, starting early. And again, have an incredible week. There's a connection. This Sunday is the day of elevation of Yosef Tzaddik, Yosef the Righteous, who's responsible for all the sustenance and dreams in our world. So if you want to participate in that, more info on Kabbalah.com. Again, thank you for joining. All the best.